A beautiful woman is dangerous if she smiles to herself or is self contained or has the audacity to express her inner thoughts, which are connected solely to her being, or isn't automatically and permanently subservient to the men she is surrounded by. She is doubly dangerous. Without much ado, here I am going to review the Anvita Dutt directed horror flick Bulbbul, streaming on Netflix. Anvita Dutt's striking debut film is set in the late 19th century Bengal. It uses the supernatural horror genre to tell the story of a wide-eyed child bride whose quest for a kindred soul and kindness pulls her deep into peril. Bulbbul, played by Tripti Dimri, a free spirit who used to love climbing trees and plucking raw mangoes in her maika, has to turn into an obedient wife to her much older husband Indranil, played by Rahul Bose, who lives in a big haveli with his mentally challenged twin Mahendra, played by Bose again. Mahendra's wife Binodini, played by Paoli Dam, and younger brother Satya, played by Avinash Tiwary. There are so many influences jostling in Dutt's film that it's hard to keep track. Right on top is Rabindranath Tagore's classic Chokher Bali. Not just the names Binodini and Mahendra, but the messy strands of the relationship between a young widow, a child bride, and the brother-in-law. The Badi Bahu reference feels like it's harking back to Abrar Alvi's iconic Sahib Bibi or Gulam, the girl trapped in domesticity in Race Charulata, who is shown in a different world through a visitor, and more. In spite of all this, Bulbbul is very much its own film. The mix of classic pre-Renaissance Bengal and Desi horror Gothic, making for gripping viewing. It's also one of those films whose design and soundscape is in perfect sync. Amit Trivedi's music will send you to another level of calmness. And of course, red is the color of the movie. The deep crimson palette sometimes becomes too obvious a signifier for the bloody acts going on in and around the Haveli. And it resonates perfectly because we know, don't we, that women who cannot be contained by their toe rings and sindoor need to be controlled even today. Patriarchy was alive well then and hasn't gone anywhere till now. Dutt uses the ancient trope of bloodthirsty chudail with ulte pair, a familiar creature tale in our scary kisse kahani, to create dread and fear. The writing is skillful and stays on point, and the performances are all solid. Bose in the twin roles of the suspicious Thakur Moshai as well as the man trapped in his damaged mind has simply nailed it through his performances. It is quite sad that Bollywood isn't paying any attention to this man full of talent. Avinash Tiwary as the Deva, who is a constant companion to his lovely bhabhi, also has done a decent job. Chatterjee as the Dr. Babu, who has a soft spot for the Badi Bahu, is good in his role. Paoli Dam is effective as a let-down Choti Bahu, who wreaks damage. And as the little girl who grows into a woman, her enigmatic smile hiding the pain which she harnesses to great effect, the doe-eyed Dimri is terrific and has been the best performer here. The film so beautifully recreates a certain period. The thick altar on the feet of the women, the shaved heads and all-white attire of the widows, the crisp dhotis and the fabulous shawls of the men. The palkis drawn by the men in service of the zamindar takes you to that era. But the corporeal shape of the chudail becomes a little too literal in visual translation. You wish some mystery keeps shrouding that figure. Overall, Bulbbul is fashioned as a sharply relevant fable. It is a powerfully feminist, modified tale of a woman wronged, and it is told with economy, precision, style and feeling. Watch it for the performances of the star cast, especially Tripti Dimri, background score and the visual effects. Final word, Bulbbul is a dark fable, immersed in realism and surrealism. That's all for now, friends. Please do subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon for further notifications.